All right.
And we're live. Hi, everybody.
Hi.
It is
It fixed myself up.
another Get Your Craft On. And we have with us today as a special guest, Little Red Riding Rain. Little Red
I
Riding
love it.
Hooded Rain. There we go.
Wow, that
So,
was a mouthful.
Rain, thank you for joining Nancy and I today. We have
Oh,
something
thank you for
fun.
inviting me.
Oh, of
Yeah.
course, my dear. And we have something fun that Rain has brought. So if you have little ones or if you're going to have a party, she brought some wonderful little crafting ideas to
Yeah.
share with all of us today. And for some people who don't know, Rain has multiple channels, some for her kitchen and gardening and for her art and kids crafts. And all those links are listed below in the chat box, along with the diagram, the PDF diagram for the little treat she's going to show us in a moment, and the link to create another little treat that she has created for us today. And let's just say hi to people. We got 8 already in the chat. Oh, and I like the number
Nice.
8.
Oh, yes.
Yes,
It's
Miss
showing up
Tarot
everywhere
D.
for you.
Uh-huh.
Hi, Miss
Miss
Jody.
Miss Terrell D dropped by, so she might still be walking out the new little fur baby, Lola. So
Lola.
yep. And so enjoying the walk. And we have somebody new to our chat, the more intuitive me. Hello and welcome. It's always nice to see
Hello.
new faces. And she said, I have a creative project to work on, and I saved it so I can work on it during the live. So thank you for spending your creative time with us. We
That's
appreciate that.
great.
Yes. Ange is here. Looking forward to this. Love your crafty show. We do too, Ange.
And
Um, and let's see, everyone's saying hello. And of
Ange was
course,
grandmother spider, right?
yes.
Ange, can you see my earrings?
Oh, we gotta put
oh,
I wore them just for you, Ange.
uh
love them.
very nice. And of course, well, look who's here.
Is it the
So
right time for Tom to show up? I feel like it's a bit early.
I
I don't
know
know.
it's weird. Tom, you sure you got the right time? But it's good to see you, my dear. I know, Tom. Oh my gosh, here's your cookie.
Cookie.
Here's your cookie.
Mhm.
Oh, Aunt, you're too funny. And we have the lovely Fatima here with us,
Hi, Fatima.
and if Odelia is nearby, hello, Odelia, my dear. And
Hello.
Ange is peeling potatoes. And yes, for some of you in chat who may not be aware, today is our Canadian friends and families Thanksgiving weekend. So a
Ooh,
happy Thanksgiving to
happy
Rain and
Thanksgiving.
Ange and Fatima and Nick. Nick is
Mhm.
here.
Yep. Hey,
Hello,
sis.
Nick. So a happy Thanksgiving to you as well. And moving on down, everyone's saying hello and blessings. And there's Ange already with the links. Thank you so much. And Melly is here. Hello, Melly. Good to see you again.
Hi, Melly.
And we get started with the beautiful Agador singing for us.
And
um,
Elizabeth, I just subbed to your channel.
very
Oh,
nice. Now,
nice.
who's Elizabeth? Oh, I'm Elizabeth, the more intuitive me. All
Yes.
right. Hello,
Oh,
Elizabeth.
thank
Thanks,
Sorry I
you,
Ange,
missed
for
that.
the link.
Elizabeth.
So that was for okay. Thank you, Ange. Okay, so on Agador's musical notes, I am going to give it over to Rain, and um, I'm going to put you on the big screen so you can share with us what you
Okay.
made.
Okay. Well, I have a few things. I have a few ideas today. I'm going to be switching between cameras so that you can see things better. So I'm going to show you here first on this camera what I found at Walmart. It's a Kit Kat haunted house building kit, and it's got everything in there for you to be able to make a Kit Kat haunted house. I don't know if I'll make it here today live because it could get a little messy, but I want to show you
Yeah.
guys this. It was like 50% off when I got it at Walmart, and it says no baking required. So that's good stuff.
So if
and I
you want
wanted
to
to
see
show
how
you.
it turns out, make sure you subscribe to Rain's channels and you will know.
That's right. Otherwise, you will have no idea. And I've been knitting. I took out the knitting needles and I made little pumpkin men and women.
Oh, they're so
So these
cute.
aren't they cute?
Adorable.
And I got the googly. Oh, they're so cute. And I
Oh,
got
there's
the
something
googly
about
eyes
that
at the
black one
dollar
that
store.
looks more animated to me. I don't know.
What was that, Nancy?
The black one looks more animated to me. It looks like
More
just all
animated.
kinds of fun. Yeah.
His eyes are going crazy.
It's very cute.
Sure
And these
is.
are so easy. They're so easy to make. Of course, you have to have knitting supplies, and I'm going to show you everything that I've got here. But I got everything at the dollar store except for my knitting needles, I think. I actually, here's a good tip. If you go to thrift stores or secondhand stores or whatever,
Hmm.
go to the craft section. People are giving away so many knitting needles and crochet needles and supplies like that and old yarn. I got like a whole bag of maybe, I don't know, a dozen sets of knitting needles for $3. So that's great. Aren't they
Wow.
cute, Elizabeth?
Mhm.
They're so cute, and I'm going to show you how I make them.
The
And as
orange
Heather
one's my
said,
favorite.
the orange one,
The orange one's my favorite. It's just adorable.
yeah, mine too.
Mhm.
Isn't it cute? My dog Benny, he was eyeballing these all night. I had to hide them.
Ooh, mommy, chew toys.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, so you crochet too. Very nice. Well, the pattern that I found is free. It's on the internet. Um, and it's copyrighted to this woman. So the link is to her website so that you can read the pattern there. It's for knitting. She does it a little differently than I do. I made it very, very simple. Hers is a little more like knit one, purl two, knit one, things like that. And I can't be bothered with that because I can't keep track. So I just knit.
Mhm.
Oh, thank you, Fatima. Thank you. So, hey, get down. Get down. Sorry about that, guys. The zombie got out of the basement.
Oh, people don't know she's got a
All right.
zombie hand crawling around her
I
today.
do. And he won't get out of here. Get out of here.
And thank you, Ange, putting the links into the
And
chat. And they're also in the
awesome
description
balls.
after the show.
Awesome.
After the show.
Yeah. Now I'm going to switch cameras so that I can show you
Okay.
the other one.
So
Here.
let me put you back on the there. Oh, here we go. This is cool. This is yeah, never mind.
This
Be
is
quiet.
it's a little like candy holder. It's a coffin and it's made from cardboard. And I'm just going to take out the candy. Everything is dollar store, by the way. We can't afford
Coffee
expensive
crisp.
crafts. Oh, I love coffee crisp. So you see, it's a little coffin and it's made of black cardboard. Okay. And I bought the stickers at the dollar store too. And it's really cute. You know, if I don't know if you have a party or if you're making a dinner or something and you want to make these and you can put little treats in. I think kids would really love to do this. And it's very
Yes, but
easy,
for
by the way.
school.
I don't know if Karen's not here yet, but my friend Nick has a bunch of little hooligan kids at home, and I think this would be good for them, Nick. They'd have a lot of fun doing these. So I wanted to show you that. And I'm going to show you how
That
I
is
make those
adorable.
too. So why don't I switch my camera back? And Heather, can I ask you
Yep.
to show the shrunken heads?
Okay, now
If
let
you
me
can,
try this.
if it'll work,
Let,
if it
let me
works.
see. Full screen. There we go.
Okay, that's it. So I put this picture in to show you guys. These are my apple shrunken heads. Basically, what you do is you take a spoon, you carve out some eyes. Oh, I love the dollar store too, Fatima. You can get so many good things. Actually, they already have Christmas stuff out, which is appalling.
Oh yeah, same up
Oh,
here.
God. Oh, they want to make
And
the Kit Kat houses. I know.
yeah.
I do too, and I want to eat it. So, yeah, you take a spoon, just carve out the eyes, and then carve out a funny looking mouth. And after you peel the apples, keep the tops on the apples with the stem because it makes it look like their heads, right? And these I made, this was not this year that I made them. And if I remember correctly, they were in a 200-degree Fahrenheit oven to dehydrate until basically I felt like they weren't mushy anymore. You know what I mean? So I
Hmm.
can't tell you how long. I know it was a few hours that it took for these to dehydrate completely. but you could even just leave them in overnight. They're not going to burn or anything like that at 200 degrees. You can turn off the oven when you go to bed and it's still going to have heat in there. So those are fun to make. And I think Miss Taro D was she was mentioning something like that, making some witch heads, witches with apple heads. So you could stick
Yes.
these on a skewer, or you can stick them on, a body, or
And
just have them
Elizabeth
out on the
says
table.
the middle one looks like Jack the Pumpkin King, she said.
Neat. Very cool. Very cool. So there's a lot of fun things you can do without spending a lot of money. So I just wanted to show you that.
And as we show this,
Yeah.
we have exactly 13 in chat right now. Woo! Lucky
Oh,
number
great.
13. So, is there another one, or do I just take this down now?
You can just remove this now. Yeah, just remove it now.
Let me go there. Okay.
Awesome. I wish I had had the foresight to show you more pictures, because over the years I've made so many Halloween crafts. I made actually, this is something you can do with the kids too. You take a balloon and put paper mache over it, and then paint it orange and red and yellow, and then you can cut out eyes and make pumpkins out of paper mache. It's really, really cool. That takes a while though. That's not something you can do in a day, because paper mache takes a while to dry,
Well, to dry.
and
And
things like
it's
that.
messy,
Yeah.
so make sure you got lots of old clothes on.
Oh yeah.
But messy
Terribly
is fun.
messy.
That's the whole part about the creative process.
Oh yeah, I love it. So why don't I show you how to do these coffins now?
Now, Ray, do you prefer this screen for your demonstration, or do you want the full one like that?
Oh no, you can go back to the other. That way I can see you guys, you gals.
Okay.
All right. So, like I told you, this is dollar store crafting here. Black cardboard, okay? And as you can see, it is still $1. And it was a roll, okay? One of those big Bristol board, is that what they call it? I don't know what they call it. You can make these out of, Bristol board, right? You can make them out of construction paper, but construction paper is a little flimsy. I would get cardboard. And you don't even have to use black. You can use white or orange or whatever color you want. So I had this, and I also bought stickers from the dollar store just to decorate. And these are fun because when I send people letters in the mail, I always put these on the envelopes.
Oh.
That's always fun.
And Nick said
And
a
the
Barbie
patterns,
coffin. I mean, oops,
a
sorry.
Barbie coffin. Yeah, you could do that. For the Barbies, you have to make this a bit longer though.
Yeah.
Just a little long, unless you want to behead Barbie, then she might fit in this one. I'm not too sure. I know.
And foam paper, yes.
Yeah.
Well,
I don't know how
oh, excuse me. I'm sorry. I like that you write letters, Rain.
Yeah.
It's
I write letters and I make cards.
It's a lost art. Everybody sends text messages now or connects on Facebook or whatever. It's nice to get a handwritten letter.
It is definitely nice. I try to, every month, I try to write at least a little letter to a few people, some of my friends, and I make little cards for people, and I send people little things in the mail. I love doing that. In fact, and this is off topic completely, I'm a cheesemaker. I make cheese at home, and I'm going to be making some camembert cheese, and I think Heather is going to be one of the lucky recipients of my cams.
Oh,
so she's going to get that.
I don't know, if I never had one of those, but I'm willing to try something new, and so does Shan.
Oh,
so
it's amazing.
And hello, Lottie B.
Hi, Lottie B. Back to what Elizabeth was saying about the foam paper. I'm not sure about it for this, just because this is a very small pattern, and foam paper might be a little thick, unless you end up cutting pieces off and gluing them back together. But
apparently you can send cheese over the border.
Yeah, you can. I actually sent some cheese to a friend in Pittsburgh 2 years ago. I sent her 2 wheels of cams, and it took about 2 weeks for her to get them, but cheese can last for 2 weeks. Plus, it's in the winter too, so it's good. She said they were the best cams she's ever eaten in her life. So looking forward to sending those out. I love cheese making, but it takes so long. Oh my God. Yeah, Nick just wrote, Heather, look, yeah, it's amazing because Nick has had some too. And I could send some to everyone.
So
I don't know if
now
I
we
could
all
send some to
know.
Jackie though. Yeah, I don't know if Jackie could get some though. I'm not sure if I can send that to Ireland or not. I'm not sure. I'd have to look into that. So the pattern for the coffin is in the description below. Okay. I've made a PDF file. You guys can download it and print it out. So basically what I did, I printed out the pattern and I cut it. Okay. I'm telling you step by step what I did. And then I took my black and I taped my pattern onto the black construction paper or the black cardboard. And I just cut it out, completely cut it out. Okay. And on the pattern itself, you're going to see dotted lines and straight lines. The dotted lines are where you're going to fold. The straight lines are where you're going to cut. Okay, so for example, let me just show you what I did here. After I cut out the black pattern, I took my original stencil and I just put it up against the black, okay? Just against the black. And everywhere I saw these straight lines, like here, I just snip, snip like that, okay? Because you want to make sure that you're going to be able to fold things and everything gets tucked in well. So every time you see a straight line, just cut it. And everywhere that you see the dotted line, you fold. And what I found was easier was keeping it like this and then folding it with the pattern on it. You see, like that, making sure you get all the folds this way. It's just much easier than trying to, say, okay, I'm going to draw a line here and fold it here. It's just, this is really, really the easiest way to do it. So I've got all my folds done. Let me get rid of this. And now I'm basically just folding.
And Miss Taro D just joined us and wanted to know if we were making donuts.
Oh my God. I've made donuts before.
Everybody
I've
wants
made,
donuts.
Pardon me?
I said, now everybody in chat wants donuts. Thank you, Miss Taro D. And Rain has us doing geometry. I didn't know this was going to be math.
Math. I am not geometrically inclined, Miss Tarody, but I'm good
Neither
at following
am
instructions. I actually, in high school, not high school, and I guess it was high school. Yeah, I took calculus. I actually got like a 95%. I don't remember one stitch of it. Not one stitch of it.
Yeah, I never made it to those classes.
Yeah.
Me
Those were
neither.
rough. Rough, I tell you. I'm doing Rodney Dangerfield there.
But I would prefer that to what the kids have to do now in school. It's crazy, at least here in the
I don't know.
States.
I love being in school. I am still in school, actually. I'm studying psychology and I'm taking, whenever I can, I go back and do more. I'm trying to get my diploma in modern applied psychology. I'm about a third way through at this point. Okay,
She has
so
a
I've got all my folds.
personality for that too.
Thank you, Heather. Thank you.
Like
I want to help
tap
people.
tap.
Tap, 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 tapping my heart, sending you love. Love that. Okay, so I may put on the other camera to show you how to put this all together because it's going to be hard to do it like that, So we ask that you bear with me while I switch cameras here. Okay. So yeah, Beyond the Veil University for sure. Okay, so you see, I've got it all it's all ready to go. And I've got two types of tape. I just have regular Scotch tape and I have this double-sided tape. Now, this is not necessary. You don't have to go out and buy expensive double-sided tape, but I have it, so I'm using it. Because sometimes the tape, you can see it and it looks kind of funny. But what I'm going to do is just basically tape it all together, okay? And you're going to know as you go along what needs to be taped where. It's going to be not easy for you to see because, like I said, they're so tiny, but I'm going to try my best to show you guys. Okay, so here I've taped, you can see the tape inside there. I've taped that side of the coffin together. And these flaps here, in the end, we are going to be pulling them over so that it kind of hides the tape a little bit, and that's where I'm going to be using the double-sided tape, if that makes any sense. So I'm just going to go ahead and just make the basic shape of the coffin and tape it all together.
Miss Tarot D says,
and
these
like I
are
said,
cute.
they're adorable. They're really adorable, but they can be a bit of a pain to make because they're so tiny.
If you're all fingers like me.
Yeah, you need to have like Gerald tiny hands to do this, His tiny little hands.
Hey, girl, hey. And she's like, coffins. Yes, Allison, wait till you see the finished product is right behind Rain. They're absolutely adorable.
Yeah, I'm going to show you. But let me get the basic shape done here. All right. So you see there are these 3 flaps. 1, 2, 3. Okay. So I've taped the inside there with the tape. And this is the top. You don't have to I leave it open because the candy is going to be inside. But basically what I'm doing is now I'm going to put the flaps over to hide my Scotch tape in there. Okay, so one at a time. And that's where that double-sided tape comes in really, really handy. But like I said, you don't need it. I would not use glue on this. I have tried to use glue on this.
I was just going
but
to
it
ask
doesn't
about
stick.
glue. Okay.
Yeah, it doesn't stick well. You have to hold it and hold it and hold it. And I'm not somebody who wants to hold and hold and hold this together until it sticks, You can always take some tape and just put a little tape on the inside here and flip it over. But I'm going to do my fancy schmancy stuff here. And I'm going to use the double-sided tape since I have it.
So Allison's spending her time with us while making cookies for her man. Ooh, I bet you those
You're making cookies?
Yeah,
did she say cookies?
Yeah, for her man. And
what kind of cookies, Allison?
And really quick, Miss Tarot D said, "Oh, imagine making a larger size one and using it as a Halloween themed tarot deck case."
You could basically, like I left the Heather put it in the description, the stencil, and you can always make it bigger. Just make sure you make it to scale. That's all. You can make it as big as you want. So you see what I did there? The double-sided tape on the inside here. It's hard to see. I'm sorry, guys. It kind of hides the ugly Scotch tape that you can see on that side.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm doing, and I'm going to move that over and just continue this. Heather, if I had thought about it, I would have uploaded a bunch of photos of my Halloween food that I make every year.
Oh.
This year I'm making burritos.
Burritos?
Burritos. Because at the grocery store you can find tortillas that are green and red, right? Oh,
she's making peanut butter cookies. And Michael's always has the little wooden coffin shaped boxes at this time of year too. Yeah. Those are super cute.
They're cute. But yeah, I would have showed you my Halloween food. The burritos you get, they have, I think they're spinach flavored tortillas and tomato flavored tortillas, but they're green and red. So you can make like fun little things with them. And I use olives to put eyes on the tortillas and I use the Mentos to put mouths on. Just get creative.
And Mel says, there I have a pop-up human-sized coffin too. My kids love to play with it.
It's great.
Alrighty.
So there's the coffin, guys. That's it. That's very easy. So I'm just going to grab a few of these stickers and I'm going to decorate my coffin because we're going to put candy in there.
And Miss Tarot D says, thank you for the download. If I get the energy, maybe I'll try to make it tomorrow night.
Awesome. Yeah. Just remember, it can be frustrating because it's a small little thing. And, especially when you're trying to tape things inside there, it can be hard because it's a small pattern, but it's definitely cool. And I'm going to put
Ange, thanks for the links. She says I'm going back to peeling potatoes.
Okay.
She's still
enjoy your Thanksgiving dinner.
She says I can
and just having Thanksgiving dinner tonight. Oh,
yes.
Cool. And look at this. This is controversial. Either you love candy corn or you hate candy corn.
They're cute, but they taste awful. To me.
I like candy corn.
Yeah,
me too, Nancy.
So does my David.
Elsa said
I
those are
love candy
stinking
corn.
cute, Rain. She
They
loves it.
are, eh? And I can put something in the bottom here too, so that when you're finished your candy, you can see the witch saying hi to you.
Aw.
Candy corn is the fruit
And
of the gods, Miss Terrell D
oh
said.
yes, thank you, Miss Tarot D.
I
Thank
prefer
you.
straight up chocolate. I'll take one of those Kit Kats and arrows, please. Thank you very
Well,
much.
we got a Kit Kat. We got a Coffee Crisp. I got all these at the dollar store too.
They still make coffee crisps.
Smarties. Oh, I love them. And a little arrow bar. So there you go. We've got two little
I'm gonna put you on the
coffins.
big screen for that so we can get a little bit closer look. Very cute.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I put it on the little camera here because every time I lifted it up to show you guys on the other webcam, the candy kept falling out. So I decided to set
Very
the puppy
cute.
cam up here for Candy Cam. There you go, Candy Cam.
The candy cam. There we go.
Candy Cam. So there you go. Isn't that cute? So I'll switch
It
back to
is,
my other.
as Allison said, it's stinking cute.
Aren't they? I love them. And they don't
And
take long. The most annoying part is really cutting it all out and then the little tape thing, you know. But once you get them done, they're great. I love these things.
she said I would use metallic paint, pen, and dork out on
Dork,
decorating.
dork on.
Yes. And Elizabeth's son bought 2 bags of it. Bought a bag 2 weeks ago, and there's still a bunch around the house.
Oh, candy corn?
And, yeah, but they are
Candy.
bad for diabetes. Yes, they are.
Yes, it's all sugar, right? That's all it
And
is.
yes, it actually holds a lot of candy. Very nice.
Yeah.
I mean, these
And
are the
look
little
at
minis.
Nancy says, good
you know, but-
idea, Allison. Oh, I thought she turned to Rain. Sorry. Oh, both of them. I'm getting lost in chat, people. Sorry about that. When chat jumps, I'm trying to make sure everybody's comment gets in. Sometimes I transcribe names. But it's gotten awfully quiet. Tom, are you even still here? So Phantom says,
And,
no candy
you know,
for me.
oh, I was going to say, Allison, you could put decorations on the top too, for sure. I just keep it open. See what I mean? The candy keeps falling out. But I keep it open so that, you know, we can see all the goodies inside. Definitely you could put a Barbie head in
That is
there,
so
a
much
severed
fun.
Barbie head.
There
Definitely.
you go.
For a little extra surprise.
Yes.
Barbie head. And they would be so cute to
Severed.
make for the trick-or-treaters. Yep.
Yeah, but like I said, Nick, the candy falls out of them. So you'd
What?
have to present it to them and quickly shove it into their bags.
Okay, just for a little while.
Aw.
What's a show on Halloween without having a little bit of a black kitty making a
That's
You need a black
right.
cat. Definitely. So next up, I want to show you all candy is trash. Yeah. I've got my little pumpkin guys here.
Oh, we got her
with the
back on the big
right?
screen for her pumpkin guys. Oh, look
My
at
pumpkin
Mozzie.
okay,
Aren't
guys.
those cute? Aren't those cute? One looks a little
You
like
could-
you.
Motzi would have a lot of fun playing with these, let me tell you.
Would you
They would be
put some
destroyed.
catnip in them?
Oh, I was just
Oh.
thinking the same thing, Heather. That would be neat for kitty cats.
Yeah.
Miss Carol D said last
Well, like
Halloween the only candy I could tolerate was candy corn. The nurse always had some for me at chemo.
That's
that was
nice.
sweet of her. Yes.
Yeah. I'm so glad that that's behind you now, Miss Tarot D.
Well, she still has to have treatments on Fridays.
Yeah. Yeah.
But at least, they all look out for each other, and it's a beautiful thing, especially.
Okay.
What are you hiding your head in my mouth for? Are you
Fatima
scared of
said
those?
that if you put a little string or
Oh.
she said, oh no, Melly said if you put a little string or twine over the top, then the candy will stay in the coffin. That's true. Yep. Okay, so our little googly-eyed pumpkins here. Another dollar store thing, okay? What I did was, well, I had my needles. You need knitting needles. These are big. And like I told you at the beginning, or did I tell you this? I don't know. I bought a whole bunch at a thrift store, a whole bag of them for like $2 or $3. And I got all different sizes. I think they say 7.5. I'm sure that's millimeters. And I can't tell you what that is really in US size, but I have one of those rulers where you can stick it in and it tells you the size in metric and it tells you the size in the US and all that, but it's way over there and I can't reach it right now.
Cool.
But
Sorry.
Yeah, bigger needles, better. That's all I can say. And I have a darning needle, which is just a plastic little needle, because we're going to sew it up at the end. And I bought these googly eyes at the dollar store. Okay. And I have a little, I don't know where I got this, but it's like a little piece of black fabric that I'm going to use for the pumpkin mouth. And I think that's all I've got here for this. Oh, yes, I do have glue because I want to glue on the googly eyes. And I have just a little bit of black yarn for the stem of the pumpkin because I did a black stem for the orange one. So I started this already, my friends, because I didn't want to sit here knitting for half an hour while you watch me knit. But I basically cast on 18. Okay. So 3 inches diameter, I guess, right? I don't know how that works, but the I mentioned at the top of the show, the link to the pattern is in the description below. And she does it very differently than me. Hers is a little more complicated, but she has 3 versions. There's a small pumpkin, which is the one I made, the small one. There's a medium and there's a large. So depending on what size you want to do, it's, how many stitches you're going to cast on and how long it's going to be. But basically I did the small one, except the knitting know-how.
Yeah. I don't do
That's what
knitting
YouTube
either,
is for, my
Elizabeth.
friend. That's what YouTube is for. I could not remember how to cast on for the life of me. I looked it up. I couldn't remember how to do a slip knot. I looked it up, and there we go. So I cast on 18 stitches, and I left a very long, they call it a tail, okay? I left a very long tail at the end because this is what you're going to use to stitch up your pumpkin. Probably too long, but you want to leave a long tail of yarn, okay? And I basically just did a knit, 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 turned it around, knit, 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 nothing fancy till I reached 4 inches. Okay, and that's where I am right now. And now I'm going to cast off. And what you want to make sure you do, I told you I have the tail here. When you cast off, you want to make sure that you're casting off so that the other side has another tail. So right now, if I'm casting off, I think, let's see, yeah, I'm casting off, so I would have to do another row because I want my tail to be on this end, but I'm knitting this way. I know that's going to be complicated, but if you guys know what about the knitting thing, you might understand what I'm talking about. So I'm just going to do one more row
Here she is. Hi, Karen. Karen made it.
Karen? Oh, Karen, you'll have to look back at the coffin that I made because I think you and your kids would like to do that. They would have fun doing that.
Karen, it's adorable.
Hi, Viviani.
It is.
And Viviani just popped in. Hello. Oops. Oops. There she is. Hi, Viv.
I'm just doing this, guys. I'm just making
doing the
these.
pumpkin now.
Doing the pumpkins. And I might be missing something here. I'll have
Karen,
to look around.
I'm glad you took a nap. You got a lot with those little girls. I'm glad you got to have some sleep.
Yep.
Oh, good, my dear.
Twins. Twins, right? My goodness.
They'll keep you on your toes.
Mm-hmm.
And Mel says, God, I want a nap. When we were
guys,
longer,
I'm just
we
doing
like,
one more row
I
here.
don't want to take a nap. Now it's like as adults, oh my God, if only I could take a nap.
All right.
And really quick, thank you everybody for being here today and supporting Nancy and Rain and her beautiful little crafts that she came to share. We appreciate that.
Oh, thanks.
Taking
Thank
your
you very
time on
much.
a Sunday afternoon, spend it with us.
Yeah. Well, tomorrow's my Thanksgiving dinner, so today's kind of like my day off, so that's all right. Tomorrow's a big cooking day. So, okay, I've got these. This is done. I am going to cast off, and I wonder if I should do this with the other camera or if I will do this way. Let me see.
I was going to say I could put you on the big screen so people can see. Well,
casting off, that's another thing. You can look it up on the internet and you can find videos on how to easily cast off. But basically what you're doing is casting off means that you're closing up your stitches so that you're finishing your piece, right? So I want to take all of my stitches off the needle and make sure they're, for lack of a better term, closed up, okay? So I did 2 knit stitches, and I'm going to be very careful because it's easy to drop a stitch while you're doing this. I'm taking the very first stitch onto my needle, if I can do this, and I'm pulling it over and pulling it off the needle so that there's just one. And then I go and I knit another stitch, and I do the same thing. I take the back one and bring it on top over the front one and off the needle.
Goodness.
Okay. I have to do this kind of lower down because if I do it up here, I'm going to drop a stitch.
Okay.
So if you gals want to talk amongst yourselves for a few minutes, I'm going to finish casting off here and then I'll show you how I finish up the pumpkin.
So Nancy, Halloween is big at her house. So while Rain is knitting, you want to share some of the, even with the hurricane, Michael Myers is still out in the front yard.
Well, my son ordered a 25-foot high inflatable Michael Myers that lights up at night. And
I love it.
He had always planned on putting it up October 1st. But after the flood that happened on September 27th, he really wanted to get it out. And our neighbor next door had to throw out one of his doors. And so I painted, he wanted me to paint WNC for Western North Carolina and then strong underneath it. And I painted it really big and he put it up in front of Michael Myers. And you would not believe, you would not believe the response from the community. I was going to see if I can find a picture. I've got pictures of him. I don't know. Here he is next to my son's house. You can see how tall he is. Whoop.
Yeah, there we go.
Oh, cool. I love it.
At night, let me see here. This is what he looks like at night.
Oh, that's great.
And
that's
so
great.
now he has a lot of animatronics, and he has Art the Clown from the Terrifier movies, and I have Edwin and Ruby, the maid and the butler, and we have a rock and roll guitarist that you can use Bluetooth with to play music, and he strums the guitar and everything. And he just has all these different kind of animatronics. And every year he has this Halloween party the Saturday before Halloween. And Ginger Faye and her man cubs are coming up. And Ginger and I are going to do readings at the party. And David has set aside his small bedroom. That is going to be the tarot room. So we're excited about that. Wow. He's got it all decorated. And we're hoping to live stream some of it. So that'll be the Saturday before Halloween. And he has a lot of games for the children and everything. And one of his good friends has a little girl, and she rides the bus past David's house, and she says, "Now that's where I'm going for the Halloween party." They see all this stuff, and the kids are like,
Yep. And it's going to really lift up everybody's spirits too.
It's fun and it's a good time. And the thing that's neat about it is the parents look forward to it because it's kind of an adult party and a children's party. And there's the best and your ticket to get in, is you have to wear a costume. So and he has the best costume awards and trophies and everything. And of course, every child gets a trophy. So, yeah,
very nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's making memories for the children.
Mm-hmm. Especially at a time like this when a lot of these kids might have lost, a lot. It gives people, something to lift their spirits up. I love that, Nancy.
Yes.
And David's doing that.
I love it.
So am I going to put you on the big screen again, Rain?
Yeah, sure.
Big in you? All righty.
In big in me. So basically what I did was I casted off all my stitches, but I have one left, okay? So I am going to cut my yarn I know you can't see it very well, but it's still attached to the piece. I'm just going to cut a very long tail just so that it's like that. And for those of you who want to know how to cast off your last stitch, you just pull it right through
Oh,
and it creates like a knot. Okay. That's very, very easy. So I have way too much yarn here, but I will do my
It's
best
always
with it.
good to have more than not enough.
Yes, absolutely.
I've learned that learning
So
crochet.
basically, yeah. So what I was saying before was you want a tail at each end. That's what I meant when I was saying, you have to figure out how many, it depends on your gauge, how tight you knit, what size your needles are, what size your yarn is. I could tell you knit 25 rows, but it may end up looking like this after 25 rows. Basically, what you want is 4 inches, right? So you want a tail at the opposite ends, like that. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put them together and I'm going to sew this up, this side up, okay? So it becomes a tube. And that's why I have my darning needle here, okay? And that's where this tail comes in handy because it's already attached to our piece. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to sew it up. And maybe I could put the camera up so you guys can watch me sew. I don't know if I can do that. Let's see. I have so much on my desk, guys. All this candy is looking at me, tempting me.
Eat me, eat
Too
me.
much candy, tempting me. All right, let's see if this works. If it doesn't work, then I will stay on this camera, okay?
Okay.
Let me see if I can get this to work. Okay. So, we've got our piece, right? This is our piece, and I'm going to sew very, very, loosely. I'm not going for perfection here, okay? I'm just sewing it together so that it becomes a tube. Let me move all this out of the way here. Okay, you guys can see all right?
Mm-hmm. Actually, that's a great
So I'm just
angle.
going to sew it. Good angle? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So see, I'm just sewing it together. Nothing fancy. You don't have to be perfect doing this at all. It doesn't matter if it shows. These are fun little crafts, And if you're a knitter, you can knit these and then you can have your kids put them together after.
And Elizabeth says that actually shows up really well, Rain. So yeah,
Oh,
everyone has a
good.
good
Thank
side of it.
you. I just thought of this maybe 5 minutes before I came backstage, and I was like, wow, how am I going to show this so that people can see what I'm doing? Because I'm one of these people who I knit down here and the camera's up here. So,
Mm-hmm.
how are you going to see it? But let me just put this all together.
Hey, Rosanna. Rossi is here.
Hi,
She just
Roseanne.
joined us. Her and her
Hi,
beautiful
Rossi.
black kitty.
Aw, Rossi.
Yeah, Mozzie wanted back up again, and I'm like, nope, gotta stay down.
But Kitty Cam.
Yeah, but Kitty likes to put nails into mommy's legs because, and I've already got some wounds healing up on my leg from last week. Don't
Oh
I,
boy,
little boy? Yeah.
don't I? All right, so I've got my tube done. See, very loosely. It's a tube now.
Uh-huh.
Okay. So where I am here is I've got this tail here. I've still got my needle attached to my yarn, and it's called a running stitch. Okay. That just means that you're going to go through the bottom like this. You're just pulling your yarn through. Because the idea is that when we get all the way around, we're going to pull it to cinch it closed like
Oh,
that. Okay. So we're just doing a running stitch all the way across the bottom. Imagine this kind of like a purse, if you make a homemade purse with the
Or
drawstrings, I
tarot
guess.
bag too. That would make a nice little tarot
Yeah,
bag
a
too, for,
tarot
especially
bag,
for a tiny little
definitely.
deck. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I have a little mini RWS deck that would fit in this actually if I made this into a tarot bag. Okay, let me get to the end. You guys, is this okay? The view?
Yeah,
oh yeah,
it's
it's
I
great.
have a lot of yarn here. I have to move it out of the way so you guys can see it. And like I said, I got this yarn at the dollar store, so you don't have to go out and buy fancy stuff, okay? I am all about frugality.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so you see, I've done my running stitch all the way around the end of the tube, and I'm just going to cinch it shut. All right, so now it's shut at the bottom. Okay, and this extra one, actually, this extra little um, piece of yarn here, in the
Mm-hmm.
end, I don't think I really need it. I don't think I really need it, but the one that's still on the needle, we're going to put it right through and pull it out the open end, right? Pull that, and all these instructions are in the link. Okay, so if you're not following along with what I'm saying, you can watch the woman who came up with this pattern. She does a visual with pictures. So now I'm going to turn it right side out. Okay, so we've got, remember we pulled that through. We've got our knitting needle, not knitting needle, the darning needle attached to the bottom of the pumpkin here. All right, now we need to stuff it. And I am not using anything fancy. Like I said, I have 4 pieces of paper towel, and that's what I'm stuffing it with. You could use, if you
Really?
have
I was
stuffing, you
wondering.
could use stuffing, but I'm using paper towel. Kleenexes, toilet paper, whatever you got. Tracing paper, doesn't matter. So I'm just stuffing
Cotton
this
balls
out.
would probably work too.
What was that? What kind of?
Cotton balls.
Yeah,
Because
cotton
sometimes you
balls,
can get
definitely.
cotton balls for like, well, not
Yeah.
anymore at Walmart for 99 cents, but
Yeah,
maybe at the dollar
yeah,
store.
probably. Yeah, definitely at the dollar store. So now I'm just going to shape it. I'm going to move it all around to make sure that it's kind of in the shape of a pumpkin, just like that. Okay. And I'm going to do the same thing at the top. I'm going to cinch it closed. But, or wait a second, let me double check the instructions to make sure I didn't fix it.
Sure. Makes me want to pick up my crocheting, not crocheting, yeah, my crocheting needle again. I would have to start and learn all over again because I don't remember any
Oh,
of it.
I can do simple crochet, but I have always wanted to learn to knit, and I may try and do that this winter. You know,
Um,
yeah.
find some YouTube channels and
Hmm.
Rain, can you recommend a YouTube channel for beginners for knitting, or is there any that comes to mind?
Nothing that comes to mind. I actually taught myself how to knit. I taught myself way before YouTube existed. But, oh, thank you, Allison.
The kitty's correcting.
Allison. And I teach other crafts too. Dun,
Ooh,
dun, dun,
and
dun.
Rossi is learning how to knit as well. And if you want to
Oh,
see
yes.
her Rain's crafts for kids and art, and if you're into the kitchen cooking, her links to her other channels are in the description below.
Thank you,
I
She's a
Heather.
subs all of
Renaissance
her
woman.
channels.
Yes.
Well, you know something, when it comes to knitting, I am very visual and I have a hard time following videos that show you
Me
how to
too.
knit. But yeah, but websites that show you pictures, those are very, very helpful. Okay, so
Mhm.
remember that piece of yarn that we have one at the top here? I'm going to put my darning needle through that because I'm going to do the same thing and cinch the top of the pumpkin so that we can close it up. And then I'm going to show you how to finish it up. I don't like these plastic darning needles because they pull the thread and they separate the thread out, but I've never actually taken the time to go out and find a stainless steel one, which I should do. I always forget to look for one when
Oops.
I'm out, always. So I'm just doing the same thing, that running stitch through the top, and then we're going to cinch it closed, okay?
Sounds good.
All right.
Ooh, and we have 18 currently watching us. So thank you, everybody in chat and the
Great.
lurkers.
Thank you.
Much
Thank you.
appreciated.
Yeah. And also, the Canadian gals who are here too, because it's our
Mhm.
Thanksgiving weekend. So thanks for taking your time out and
Yes.
on a holiday to come and hang with us.
I can almost hear Ange peeling her potatoes.
Mhm.
And Allison
Save
said,
some
I
for
have
me.
done, yes, I have done numerous forms of crafting over the years. I have tried knitting several times. Several people have tried to teach me. I will never give up. So
Don't give up.
yeah, I heard
Don't give
crocheting is
up.
a lot easier than knitting. Um,
Not if
oh,
you ask
and
me.
Rossi just finished a shawl.
It's,
Congratulations.
I can't crochet. I have a crocheting needle. I tried to do it. I can't get the knack of it, but for some reason I can do the knitting. Okay, so
Ooh.
our pumpkin is pretty much done.
Mhm.
Sweet potatoes and squash.
I
Oh,
love sweet potatoes. Shan does not like sweet potatoes, but oh man, with just a
I
little bit of
love them.
honey and a little bit of butter with a little bit of nutmeg. Oh my God. Yum, yum, yum.
Yum, 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 yum. All right. Sorry, gals. Give me one
All right.
second. My
Okay. And
thread fell
Elizabeth
out of the needle.
and
Okay.
Elizabeth said, I was looking, but I wait a minute. I was looking, but I only have crochet tutorials. Yeah.
If you look at websites, I think, if you do beginner how to knit on Google, you'll find websites and they'll show you.
And Karen
Oh, I
wants to
love
learn
cross
how to stitch to
stitching.
put in, and that's today's word, sassy. All today's
Sassy.
shows.
That's right. Sassy.
Today's shows
Okay,
brought to you
so
by, okay,
brought to you by the word sassy.
sassy.
Um, I cinched it. Okay, so the top is closed. I'm just going to do a little bit of a knot here, just to make sure that it doesn't come unraveled. And that's it for that. Okay, I'm going to cut that piece off if I can find my scissors again. Okay. Actually, you know what? Before I cut it off, I'm going to run it through just like that so that I can cut it off and it'll kind of be hidden underneath. Okay. So that one's like that. There's our kind of lopsided pumpkin. Now I've got this tail at the bottom, and this is what I'm going to use to make like what are those things called, Heather, in the pumpkin? That it goes like
The,
around like that. Dents. I don't know what you call those.
yeah,
They're officially called.
I don't know what they're called, but like,
Not sure.
the clefts or whatever,
Yeah, something like that.
or ravines. I don't know. Yeah, my brain's going.
But you know what I
Yeah.
mean. You guys know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean, right? Okay. So I'm basically doing a crisscross, and I'm going to do it 4 times to make 8 slices, let's say, or maybe 3. I don't know. It depends how much yarn you have. And I'm tightening it a bit to make it a better shape for the pumpkin. And each time I'm running the yarn through a section on the top to keep it in place. Okay. Maybe one more. That's it. And I'm going to
Real.
tie that up here. Let me tie it up so that it doesn't move.
Allison said her
I'll
son
get that.
received a Waldorf education and they did knitting projects early in kindergarten through 8th grade. Wow.
Really,
So some
that's
places are
amazing.
teaching kids. Yep. She goes, more advanced every year. Me though? Nope. And then Karen said, I
It's a
saw
good skill.
Taylor Swift cross stitches quotes from rap songs, and I thought it was hilarious and adorable. What's that girl not do? I mean,
Awesome.
my goodness. Marley
Okay,
Bird has
so
tutorials on how to knit. Okay, sorry.
Marley Bird. Okay,
okay,
let me write that
Marley
down.
Bird. Okay, maybe we can find it. Can you find a link, Karen? Put it in the chat.
That would
Okay,
be.
so I've got my little pumpkin made here, and I've got, the tail that I've already knotted it, so I'm going to just cut that off.
Karen called you the
And
spiritually attuned Martha Stewart. That's cute.
I actually have been called that before, not spiritually attuned, but I've been called Martha
Oh, they're
Stewart.
actually called veins. Thank you, Elizabeth.
Veins. Thank you, Elizabeth.
Yes. And yeah,
Okay, so
Allison.
I've threaded. Go ahead.
Sorry. No, go ahead, dear.
It's
Go
like
on.
night and day. Yeah, I know what you mean about that. I know what you mean.
Oh,
So
that's
I'm just going to make a stem.
adorable. Yeah.
Okay, so I just put a little bit of black here, and I'm just going into the middle, just like that. And I've got basically both ends here, okay? And they're doubled. So I'm going to just cut the end with the needle, the darning needle off. Okay, needle
Mm-hmm.
gone. Tie it up.
The pumpkin with dreads. Just kidding.
And then I'm just going to tie another double knot here and cut a little bit off the top. And that's it. That's the top of
Aw.
my pumpkin there. And it's a bit lopsided, but you know what? No pumpkin is perfectly round, right?
That's very
So
true.
now I just want to, yeah, I want to decide where I'm going to put the googly eyes because I got me googly eyes.
Yep.
Yeah, you're right.
Pumpkin.
Where's the pumpkin? Here, wait.
Oh,
There.
Allison has that Stitch a Bitch cross stitch book. And I think she shared one of them with me. If I remember about the cupcakes, Allison, did you make that?
I saw a book by a guy who knits, and he called it Men with Big Balls.
Oh my God.
Well, I
And
just real quick went on
had
Thrift
two big
Books
balls of
because
knitting.
I was do a free book because I order my books from used books, from Thrift Books, and so I got
Mhm.
knitting for dummies for just the postage, which is $1.59. So I was happy with that.
Wow.
That's
Good
great.
deals.
Yeah.
I order from thrift books too, but it costs a little more because I'm in Canada, but it's
Yeah.
still always a really good deal. Always a good
Yes.
deal.
Well, I always check there first, because.
Yeah.
But one thing that I have learned, like I don't have a problem with buying used decks. Because I can cleanse them and then put my energy in them. But
Yeah.
I've had experience that more times than not, instead of getting the deck, you get the guidebook, and
Mm,
so I've stopped doing that because they'll give you a credit, but if you call them, they're very generous, but. I thought, well, I don't know anything about knitting, so between the tutorials on YouTube and the book, surely I can do something.
Well, you're
I
very
think so.
crafty, so I'm sure
Yeah,
you will learn very
I
quickly.
think so.
Yeah.
I think the key is mostly to have a relaxed
Yes.
knitting, because when I first started knitting as a teenager, I knit so tightly that I couldn't, I couldn't move the
Yeah.
stitches off the needles. It was just really bad. So find your gauge, I guess.
Yeah.
All right.
Mhm.
So I've got a little googly eye there, and
Oh.
I'm just using some glue to put it on.
Cyclops
I don't
pumpkin.
know if I
Sorry.
think these white backs come off, but I haven't been able to get them off. So I said, the hell with it. I'm just going to get the glue out. So there we go. Oops. There we go. We got two little googly eyes. And like I said, I had a little piece of black fabric. I'm just going to cut it into the shape of a smile or a crooked smile or something like that. And again, I'm going to this has a backing on it. It came with some other thing at the dollar store that I found. If you look at the dollar store, they have so many nice little crafting things, and they're
They
they're not
do.
expensive, you know.
Oh, what
So
would
there
be
you
neat
go.
is to
Oh
put a
my
little
goodness.
mustache on one for tarot stash.
Oh yeah, that's true. Too funny. I didn't think of that. Maybe I could. Let's see. So there's our pumpkins. We got three of them
Oh,
now, and I
oh,
can probably let
the
my little
newest one
dog
is
play
my
with them.
favorite. The newest one is my
Yeah.
favorite. I love the smile,
Oh, I love
yeah.
that. They're all three different, just like pumpkins in a
Yeah.
pumpkin patch. That's right.
Yes.
Exactly. Exactly. Whoops, sorry about that. I am just switching cameras. There we
It's
go.
the great pumpkin patch instead of saying Charlie Brown, it's spiritual rain.
I actually am going to watch that. I watch that every year when I'm carving my
Yeah.
pumpkins. Every year.
Shan loves that movie.
Mm.
I love it. Do, 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 do.
They are
So
so
those
cute,
are my
Rennie.
crafts. Thank you. I was going to try to make this, but I don't think I can do this today. But definitely I'm going to make
Stay
this. So
tuned.
check out the community tab.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
It's
that's
going
Yes,
to be
great.
nice
definitely.
I see it on your community tab. Yeah.
Yeah, because I'll show you what's inside. It's easy, super easy to make. They have a base here
Let me get
where
you back to the biggie. There we
these are the
go.
instructions. Hold on. These are the instructions on the box. No words, just images. They tell you
Oh,
what to do. So it's like, oh my God, I got to figure this out. But basically, on the base, if I'm looking at this correctly, and they give you all the Kit Kats too, you put one on each side without the wrapping, of course, right? And then you have your roof thing where you put it up sort of like this to make
Mm.
a slanted roof, and it's supposed to fit right on top of the Kit Kats. And they give you I don't know what's in this, but this is the icing. It's probably just icing sugar and
Just
orange food
sugar.
color.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I guess you snip the end and you could use it as a, use it
Mm-hmm.
as a pastry bag to make your decorations. And they actually included a little thingy of Smarties or Scaries. Sorry,
Oh.
Scaries. Not Smarties, Scaries. Because I guess on the box they want you to put the Smarties around the house there.
Oh.
And on top they have some purple sprinkles. So I might try to do that, maybe closer
Purple
to Halloween.
sprinkles for Miss Taro D. There you go.
Hey,
I
there
like
you
that
go.
too. Yeah.
So those are my crafts, ladies.
Those were
I love
wonderful.
it.
Well,
I'm glad to have been here.
thank you
Yeah.
for coming
Oh wait,
and
Karen,
sharing that. What? Uh-oh.
Karen.
Oh, Karen.
Now the
Okay,
black
wait, let me
paper
put
that you used, you got that at Dollar Tree.
well,
The,
it's here we have Dollarama, so but I'm
Dollarama,
sure you
so
can
for
okay.
get it.
sure. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
They're just they're rolls of cardboard, you know.
Okay.
Here, Karen, I just want to show you. That's the pump. That's the coffin, the cardboard coffin. Okay, because I know Karen might be interested in doing this, and she came a bit later, so I put in the chocolates like that. There you go. So I wanted to show
Oh.
that to Karen, just because she
That
may
would
have
be
missed
so
it.
fun to do that for kids for
Yeah.
like kindergarten and stuff. The teachers can make those, and when the kids come in, they
Yeah.
would have them at their table, with their name.
Well, you know what
Or
I was thinking about
kids make
doing. What Ginger and I are going to do is we've got the little organza bags, and I'm ordering different crystals, different colored crystals. And after
Oh,
we read for somebody, we're going to let them pick out a crystal to take. And if I could make some of those some of those coffin boxes to put the crystal in, I was thinking of that
yeah,
maybe.
that's a
So
good idea. Very
there
good
you
idea.
go.
You can put little trinkets in there,
yeah,
little surprises,
yeah,
and that's a great idea.
Get
And
so we will see.
inspired. Yeah.
the pattern that I showed you, which is this basically, but
Mm-hmm.
Karen, the pattern is in the description. You can download it and print it. Okay. Um, you can basically, if you want, you could add flaps to the outside of the top
It's
so that you can actually close it if you wanted to. But like I said, I'm not geometrically inclined, so you would have to experiment with the flaps to see how that would
Mm-hmm.
work. But you can make it any way you want. You can even cut it so that there's no top and you can make a separate top. You could probably
Mm-hmm.
use the same pattern, but make it maybe a little shorter for the top so
Mm-hmm.
that it fits on. You could try doing that too.
very cute.
Halloween crafts.
Yes, most excellent.
Most
Thank you.
definitely. It's spooktacular. They're
Yes.
spooktacular.
Oh, yes.
They're bootyful.
Marvelous. Marvelous.
Marvelous. So we are at 4:07, which is perfect timing. We've been on for an hour.
Yeah.
Rain has shared her little crafts. I don't know if anybody wanted to share what they were in chat, what they were going to do. I know Alice, well, right now, Anne's just busy peeling potatoes. Allison's making peanut butter cookies. But I didn't know if anybody in chat wanted to share what some of their fun crafts were or their memories of,
Mm.
Halloween when you were younger. What was, for me, it was always looking back on the little plastic, your face would sweat like crazy, but
Oh,
you would
yeah.
get those little plastic, costumes with the masks and stuff. And
Mhm. Maybe a little rash here and there from those strings.
yes,
When I was a child and we lived out in Los Angeles, California, before we moved to Long Beach, we were in an apartment building, and my girlfriend that lived there her name was Valerie, and she was short, and I was always tall. And my mother made us costumes. My mother was quite the seamstress, and I was Tramp and she was Lady, which was perfect
Oh,
because
did you do the spaghetti
I
thing?
was tall and she was short, And I remember we went to one apartment, back then you didn't have, well, I'm sure there was bad stuff that went on, but back then you didn't have to have your parents in tow. You could go trick-or-treating by yourself if you were with a group of kids. And we stopped at this one apartment, and the man, this was like back in, I'd say, maybe 1958. And he gave us $2 in quarters each. Now,
Wow.
back then, that was
Back
huge.
then, that was a lot.
I mean, that was huge. I mean,
Yeah.
I was rich, But, that's a fond memory, I mean, of course, the man had no idea, but, I guess he had forgotten to get candy or something, so he opened a roll of quarters and started giving them out. But yeah, trunk or treats now. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not the same anymore because you got to be extra careful and,
Yeah.
but I don't
When
know.
I was a kid, there was always they always had the scare. I don't know if this is an urban legend because I'm sure it's still now, the razor blade and the apple
Oh,
thing.
yes.
That was always a big scare. We had to check the apples. And I just remember we'd go trick-or-treating, and I always used a pillowcase because I really wanted to fill that thing up. I went everywhere, everywhere.
Yeah.
And I remember going to this one house, and they were giving away mini toothbrushes and toothpaste, and we were like,
Ooh.
what?
For all
That
that
ain't
sugar.
Halloweeny.
Hey, it was probably
I know.
Allison's house. Just kidding, Allison. I'm just having fun with you, girl.
Rough.
But because get all that sugar off of your teeth. But
I know, but that's not what I wanted.
yeah, you don't want that. I mean, it's better than a bag of rocks, right? Like Charlie.
I got a rock.
Poor Charlie Brown.
Well, now
Poor
my
Charlie.
grandchildren are now 11 and 9, but when they go trick or treating, their parents dress up too.
Mm.
And the four of them go together, and my daughter and son-in-law kind of hang back a little bit and let the children get the candy, but they dress up too. So they have a good family time together when they do it.
That's nice.
Yeah.
It's fun.
And Karen shared something.
Karen said something. Yeah.
Those pumpkins.
You can make a garland.
Garland.
Yes.
Because
I just spaced them.
honestly, Karen, you would take the yarn and just really just put it on the darning needle and whip it right through there. And one of these, the small ones, I think it takes 1.5 episodes of The Simpsons to make one, to knit the whole thing. So what's that? Without commercials. So 22 minutes, 11, maybe a half an hour to knit each one and then putting it together. Because I was doing this while I was watching The Simpsons Treehouse of Horrors yesterday. So half an hour each. Not too bad.
Actually, the razor blade really isn't a myth because I remember younger, there was word going around a couple times that people were putting things into the candy, blades or pins or something. So, at least for me growing up, it really wasn't a myth. My parents had to check our candy for a few times.
That's a sad commentary, isn't it?
There are some strange personality styles out there. We always have to be really careful. I just wanted to share one memory, or most memories of my Halloween trick-or-treating as a kid it was during the snow, because I always lived in Canada, and it was always cold, and I hated it because we had to wear our winter jackets
Western New York.
over our costumes.
Our costumes.
I hated that. That. And also,
it's like, I want to show my costume, but no, here, put your coat on. I'm like, no.
Yeah, exactly. That wasn't fun.
Girl. The struggle was real.
Yeah.
Or try having a birthday party in December and you lived in Western New York, and half the time you didn't know if there was going to be a snowstorm or a blizzard.
Yeah.
Birthday party. Let's see. Scrubbing. Let's see. I'm just looking to see where some of us still here to scrub. Oh, you're doing laundry. Okay.
Melly's doing laundry. Before she was putting food away. wasn't she,
Well, she's
when I was
doing
talking about
laundry.
Thanksgiving?
Yep. Mellie's been busy.
Yes.
Busy girl. Yeah,
Yeah, crazy people in the world, unfortunately. Yeah.
Yeah.
Times
yeah.
have changed. But
Actually, where I live very rural, and I think I posted something on my community tab of me walking around in my Snoopy pajamas. I was
mhm.
walking my dogs. That's how rural I am. I had a jacket on, but I had my Snoopy PJ bottoms, and I'm walking around with my dogs in my PJs, and I never bump
Mhm.
into anyone. So,
Yep.
I live that rural. There are no trick-or-treaters here, none. And I
So
think
have
even the
peace and
last
quiet.
place that I lived,
Mhm.
yeah, there was a little village where I lived last time. Instead of trick-or-treating, they would have a big party at the town hall, and that's where all the kids would go instead of
Oh,
going around trick-or-treating. They had a bus,
Mhm.
and the fire department came out, and they were like, "Woo!" Like it
Oh,
was
that's
fun for the
nice.
kids. Yeah,
yeah.
Yeah.
yeah. But it's sad, the trick-or-treating thing has
Mhm.
disappeared in a lot of communities. It's too bad.
Yeah.
And I don't
Well,
think they do it in England, or I don't know if it
I don't
happens. We should
know.
ask Jackie because I know they don't do it in England. Halloween isn't a big thing there, I think.
Well, they have Guy Fawkes Day.
Oh wow.
Right. Yeah.
You know,
Guy
that's
Fawkes. Yeah.
huge. Yeah.
Guy Falls
Yeah.
here.
Yeah.
And Tom says, I am
Yeah.
urban and we get no trick or treaters in our building.
Hmm.
Yeah. I
Really?
wouldn't trust anybody
Oh,
coming in here giving kids candy in this building, let me tell you.
Yeah.
oh God, no.
Well,
There'd
you
be
know what
things
David
attached to
does
it.
because well, now in the past, I don't know how it'll be this year, but we live in a community that was a small community that was taken over by the bigger town. And so on Main Street of the little community, they have a Halloween like festival. They close the street and all the shops give out candy and stuff like that to the children. There's some entertainment. And so a lot of people walk down to that and they have to go right by David's house. And last year and this year too, David buys the bigger candy bars to give out. And he gets like the big Snickers bars. And when a kid comes up, and what he's going to do this, he's got all of these animatronics and he's going to be sitting up on the porch. And if they want some candy, they have to come up on the porch around these animatronic things. But he gives them the great big candy bars instead of the tiny little ones. And one of the little boys last year said, Dad, look, it's a great big one, not one of those little tiny ones.
I
Wow.
would have plotzed if I saw one of those. I would have been like, "Oh my God. Oh my
Yeah.
God. Let's go change costumes and go back."
Yeah.
He has so much fun. I mean, he just is really, it's just really special. So
I loved it when people would give you those bags of chips too. People would actually pay to
oh
buy
yeah.
those big bags of chips. That was fun too.
Yeah.
Oh my
Mhm.
gosh.
Oh
And
my, it's a
Free
blizzard.
books.
yeah. Walk across the street and that was it. And then of course Tom made a joke. How am I
Tom,
supposed to get rid of all these razor blades? Tom. And he says, sorry, I
we're
couldn't
assuming it's a
resist the
joke.
joke.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Tom, we
love it.
better
We
not
have
hear
great
about
senses
you
of
on the
humor.
news one of these days. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
So,
I plead the fifth. I don't know him. I don't know him.
Tom who?
Huh? Huh?
So everybody, thank you. We're almost at an hour and a half. This was fun.
Oh, this has
Um,
been a lot of fun. Thank you, Rain.
yes, Rain.
Oh,
What a
thank you for
pleasure.
inviting me.
It was so
It was
much
fun,
fun.
and hopefully, we'll do some Christmas crafts in December. That
Ooh,
would be fun.
yes, yes.
Yes. So stay tuned.
Yeah.
And before we get going, so tomorrow, Nancy and I will be back for our Divine Feminine. And our subject for tomorrow's show is um, learning or finding out who your patron goddess is that you
Yes.
might want to
Nice.
work with. So we'll be pulling cards for anybody who's not quite sure,
Mhm.
who they might want to work with. We can always ask our
Mhm.
cards, and hopefully, I'll have a new deck that was gifted to me. Maybe tomorrow, Nancy, for our show.
Well,
We can use
you
that.
know what I don't understand. According to the tracking,
Oh, this
it
is
is
funny.
in the Buffalo Distribution Center, and it says it's going to be delivered Tuesday. I don't understand. It's been in Buffalo since yesterday. So
Yeah. It doesn't
you
get
know,
delivery on Sunday, so I'll probably get it tomorrow.
I hope
So
so.
it'll
My
be nice.
goodness. And I've got a 10 a.m. tomorrow with Gerald and Jane.
And
Nice.
on Tuesday, TTT.
I
Ah,
put the thumbnail. If you want to click on it, I put the thumbnail
awesome.
backstage.
Uh-oh, wait a minute. Add to stage. There we go.
There we go.
TTT. We're talking about the 7 and 8 of Wands this week.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
hopefully we will see
definitely.
everybody there. And
And tomorrow I am cooking. I'm cooking like there's
Ah,
no tomorrow.
oh, tomorrow's
And
a
I'm
holiday,
stuffing
Tom
myself to
said.
the. Are you in
yes.
Oh,
Canada? Are you
no,
in
we're
Canada?
America. Must be Columbus Day
Hmm.
or something like that. So no mail
Okay.
tomorrow, Nancy. I'll probably get it Tuesday then.
Oh,
Oh,
shoot.
right. Right. Yeah.
Thanks,
So
Tom, for
that's
ruining
what
it
I.
for me.
Thank you, Tom.
Ah,
And no wonder I couldn't understand that. And you know what was really
No.
weird? It was in Albany, and then they sent it to Springfield, Massachusetts, or something.
They
Go
said it was
figure.
in New
I don't
York. It's
understand.
into Massachusetts.
Somebody
I
doesn't know
know.
geography very well in the no wonder there's postal shootings. They
Oh,
go crazy trying to, you know.
I used to
Well,
work for the Postal
you
Service.
could
Indigenous
you could
Peoples Day
postal
tomorrow. Okay.
go postal
Yeah.
thinking about
We
all this
could
crazy
not.
stuff.
I worked briefly for the U.S. Post Office in Byfield, Massachusetts, and
You
Uh,
did?
some of us wanted to try to joke about that. And our I can't remember what we call him, but our postmaster was just like, "No, don't even
oh
joke. We
no,
don't
of
even like."
course not. But I mean, I mean,
But it can be a very stressful job. I know. I
yeah.
did
Oh, I'm sure.
and that was just delivery for rural. I didn't have to do the major routes in the cities and all that stuff. So,
Yeah.
yeah. So I gotta
And
wait
now
one
with
more
all
day.
the
And that's
Amazon stuff, eh? With all the Amazon stuff now,
Amazon
they're
drivers
working
deliver
hard.
that. But yeah,
Well,
could
Oh
you
our
yeah.
imagine?
Amazon
Mm.
deliveries, I've had, it's really interesting because here, Amazon, well, I guess everywhere, Amazon had their special sale days or whatever, Prime days.
Yeah, that was
And
last year.
Walmart did the same thing. And we haven't been getting our Amazon deliveries because the hub, for before they deliver it to us is in Mills River, which is a little bit out of Asheville, and it was devastated in the
Same thing.
flood. So our Amazon stuff is taking longer to get. And I have found that a lot of the stuff that I ordered from Amazon, just regular products, are a lot cheaper when Walmart delivers them, because I have the free Walmart delivery. So I'm switching a lot over to Walmart and I get it the next day, just like I used to with Amazon.
Yeah.
But
Interesting.
anyhow, yeah.
Hi, Angela.
Angela.
We're just about wrapping up,
Hi.
Angela, but thanks for popping in.
Yeah.
Please watch playback. Rain did some wonderful little Halloween crafts. It was so much fun.
Yeah.
And so thank you again, everybody.
Yeah.
Thanks
For
for having me,
thanks
girls.
for
It was so
joining
much fun.
us. It
Thank
was.
you.
And we will see you on one of our next shows. Everybody have a rest of a beautiful day, and we'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye, guys. Bye.